Welcome to the Insurance Producers Podcast, where we bring you the top personalized producers, insurance agents, and industry partners, giving you at least 3 takeaways to 10x your production and build your multi-million-dollar revenue books. So sit back, relax, and become inspired by the success stories and strategies of the world's top insurance minds. Let's roll. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Insurance Producers Podcast, another episode. Hey, this episode is going to be another solo episode. So I do a solo episode, I don't know, every couple of months, maybe once a month. I'll do a solo episode, just things that are happening, things that maybe that are in my mind that I want to share out to you guys. And we get a lot of feedback from people that say, hey, they really appreciate or like the solo episodes more than when we bring on other people, just because they get maybe a little bit more sometimes from just one person sharing what's happening on that topic. So today's going to be another solo episode. We're really trying to figure out a little mix of both, some solo, a lot of them are obviously with other people that are in the industry that are doing some great things in our podcast. And so I'm excited about today because today is not going to be about sales. Today is not going to be about how many policies you're going to write and all these other things. And today is about the customer experience. So for every organization, customer experience is different, right? So for us, customer experience is extremely important, and it's really important because at the end of the day, insurance in some capacity is known for almost like a negative thing, right? Like, so when you get in a car accident, you call your insurance agent, and God forbid, there's just a tornado that just happened in Omaha, Nebraska, you call your insurance agent, or you missed a payment, or a lot of times it's negative. It almost like has a negative connotation to it, which kind of sucks, right? So a lot of times when you get those calls, maybe they're not as pleasant as honestly selling ice cream or working at Dairy Queen or whatever, Cold Stone, because everybody is so happy when you go to those places, or a bar, right? So so what can we do as an organization? What do we do as an organization to be able to give those clients that are having a bad time or missed a payment, a policy lapsed, or a tornado hit their house, or they had hail damage, or they just got in a car accident, somebody just got rear-ended, that I was told by our office, running on the interstate just a couple of days ago. So those are tough calls, and clients are not going to be in the best mood. But what can we do on our end to make that experience phenomenal for them? So we work on this all the time, and I think we started working on this about a couple of years ago. And the first change that we made was how we answer the phone and why we answer the phone a certain way. So call places, right? So you call a couple of different places, dentist's office or doctor's office or anywhere, right? And the way they answer the phone kind of determines if you want to do business with them. And I don't want somebody to call our office and us just been known we're just an insurance agency, right? So when you call our office, and you could call our office at any time you want, the way we answer the phone will be completely different. And this is how we do it, just so you guys know. So we came up with this a couple of years ago. And the reason for all of it is to find the fine line of presenting to the clients that you're calling a professional place and you're going to respect us, and we know what we're doing, right? So it builds trust, builds credibility when they call our office. And it's we're having a great day at Jaffery Insurance. How can I provide you with exceptional customer service? And it throws off, like, a lot of people are thrown off when they get the call, or when they call, because they're like, oh, like, Nobody does that, right? And that's a good thing for us that nobody does that, because here is the different version of it. Thank you for calling Jaffery Insurance. How can I help you? It's okay. It is not uplifting. It is not, we're having a fantastic day. We're having an exceptional day at Jaffery Insurance. How can I provide you with exceptional customer experience? It's telling them, what can we do to make the next 5 minutes of the conversation maybe a bright light in your day? Maybe you're having a bad day, but what can we do from our organization? I know you called us for this, to brighten your day, to give you exceptional customer service. We're just asking them what we can do. So we've had great reviews from it. A lot of people appreciate that we're taking the time to ask about them and what we can do for them versus, give you one more example. Jaffery Insurance, how can I help you? Right? It's like, oh, like it almost feels like we're trying to get them off the line. Like, we're busy. Like, what are you doing calling me? Right? Jeffrey Insurance, how can I help you? Or John Doe Insurance, how can I help you? Like, it's okay, but it's not the experience that I want our clients to get. I want them to call. I want them to keep calling our office because they want, uh, maybe we want people to just call to get 5 minutes. They don't even want to call, but they are just calling to get 5 minutes of brighten their day, because they know those are the questions that we're going to ask them. So a couple of years ago, we changed that. It's been a fantastic change for us. Our team, I will go to that real quick, because when I brought it up to them and I brought it up to our team. So when I make any changes in our organization, now listen, like, I'm not an insurance, I don't on a daily basis write business. I'm not an insurance agent. I run an agency, right? Like, I'm a CEO of many different insurance agencies, an aggregator, a tech company. And so I don't really get into the grind of it, but I always ask for feedback from my team. Anytime I make a change, I recommend a change, but I give them a little bit of I give them some opinions, but I want their opinions as well. And the change is going to be a combination of both parties. And I do that for one reason, and it's because when a change is made, so our customer experience side is ran by Maggie. She's been with me for 10 years, and she runs the day to day. I think there's like 8 or 9 of them over there on her team. And she runs all of them, right? Like, she does all the one-on-ones with them. She makes all those decisions. She runs it in my leadership team. We talk about some of the changes we're making, but she goes and implements them and gets feedback from them as well. So she took it. She went back to the team and said, "Hey guys, we're making a change. Not that, hey, Cyrus is making a change, here's what we're doing. No, hey guys, we're making a change." And give the team reasons of why we should make the change, how it's going to help our clients, how it's going to help the customer service rep, the account manager, the CSR when they're answering the phones. How could it change them? How could it make them a better CSR account manager, whatever. So she goes back to the team and she says, "Hey guys, here's what we're thinking. Give us some ideas." Everybody gives some ideas. It's more of a collaborative effort. At the end of the day, like, what I am going to implement with Maggie, maybe, like, we are going to make those decisions. Like, we can, but it's really nice when you get some feedback from the team and get them included in making some of these changes, because they will buy into it a lot better. That's how we always make changes. Our philosophy, or one of our slogans is, "Culture eats strategy for breakfast," and that slogan came from the team. We have our core values. We have 5 core values, and celebration is one of them, and integrity, all this stuff, right? Like, so we don't need to go into details, but every one of those core values was a team effort that we came up with, that we believed in. Um, and it just makes it a part of the team, and everybody's more buying into it versus you just making a decision working at a corporate office. Now, like, at the end of the day, like, a lot of these changes, obviously a leader has to bring them. Like, sometimes team members bring them, but it's mostly me bringing them to the table. But then I'm getting their ideas and I'm getting implementation from them, and I'm getting feedback from them to be able to implement them. And then they are going to be able to keep everybody accountable doing those on a daily basis. So anyways, wanted to give you a little bit of a background of how it all came around, and how we implemented it. So, um, And on the customer experience side, so yeah, so that's how we do it. That's how we answer the phone, and I think that's pretty important for us, and that's pretty important for me because I don't want to just be another insurance agency, right? Like our agency is different. We write a lot of new business. We service a lot of clients. We're a very large agency, but by no means that gives us an ability to not do the fundamentals, not do the right things, and our team has to do it no matter what. So that's really worked well for us. So one of my other things that I wanted to share a little bit about. So we just recently had a tornado in Omaha, and we had many houses that are completely gone that we insure. A couple of $1 million homes, a big lake community got hit, and we insure a lot of homes there. And I felt terrible. It went right over my house too, so it was right over our house and went into the lake and hit some of the lake homes, and a lot of people lost their houses. They're just a big thing. It's just about a week and a half ago. And and the minute that happened, all of us kind of just said, "Hey, what can we do to help these clients? Be in touch with them, get in front of them." And we had every producer, man, the next day on Saturday. We were all at the clients' homes that they insured. I was at some of their clients' homes, giving them hugs and saying, "Hey, things are going to be okay, and we're going to hold your hand, and we're going to guide you, and just help with that process." And I think those are the times that the clients are going to remember more than any other time that you have helped them, is when you were at their house hugging them, that you've never met them before, but for the first time you're meeting them, you're introducing yourself. You're like, "Hey, I'm Cyrus, I'm the agency owner. I'm just here to check in on you guys. Your insurance agent is here with me. And we just want to check in on you. What can we do? Can we help you with something?" We spent about a couple of hours there helping her with some stuff that she needed to move from the house, and many different stories that we have here that we helped our clients. And then I went home, and our whole organization pretty much reached out to every person that's in our database, whether they're insured with us or not, that we've quoted maybe in the past on that zip code that got hit. Everybody, it was a couple thousand, I think, 3, 4,000 or something, reached out to all of them. How are things going? We send an email to most of the ones that are not a client of ours, but most of our clients are text messages and phone calls to all of them. Hey, just checking in, seeing how things are going. Now talk about customer experience, right? Like there are, honestly, and I'm not kidding, I looked on social media. There were so many agents that were posting stuff. "Hey, tornado hit. Here are the things you have to do." What blows my mind, guys, is a couple of agencies were posting on there that our office is closed. If you were hit by a tornado, please do what you can to mitigate the loss, and we'll be back again on Monday to help you. Like, what? Like, literally, there's houses, roofs are gone and destroyed. And you're telling these people to reach out to you on a Monday? So many of them blew my mind. That people do that. People run their agencies that way. Not us, and shouldn't be you. And we should be around for those times with our consumers, with our clients, to be able to help them in the toughest times. And I tell you what, man, the 3,000 that didn't get hit that we reached out to, they appreciate that little gesture. So listen, this guy's not even our agency. This guy quoted us, and he's reached out to us to see how things are going. But the people who are our agents haven't even reached out to us. My house got hit, and I haven't even heard back from my agent. That's what differentiates the greats versus the goods versus the average, and why not create certain things in your organization to be great, to be able to give the most exceptional customer service in your organization. And so those are the couple things that are happening right now that we have done that has helped us. And I wanted to just share some tips and tricks that our organization has done. I've learned from other agencies that we have implemented, or the ones that I haven't implemented I really liked, and we want to at one point implement them. One of the other things I picked up from an agency was 6 touch points. We have a data person. We call him our data person, I guess, but he's basically in charge of systems, processes, data automation. And and he created a 6 touch point into our management system to just reach out to every client. Like, how many times do you hear back from people that are just like, man, I've had my same agent for 5 years, never heard from him, right? Like, that's just really sad that, like, you just haven't reached out for whatever reason. And I think it helps with retention and in many different things. But we implemented a 6 touch point, and it's basically they get it on their birthday. Everybody does that, and I know it's cliche. Everybody's like, oh, I don't want to do it. Everybody else does it. It's their birthday, man. Like, you just got to do it. Just do it as an extra one, right? Like, you got to reach out to them on their birthday. We reached out to them during Christmas time. Things so we do like a spring, summer, fall, winter. That's more geared towards more like insurance stuff, right? Like in the summer, like, hey, like you're about to start doing some grilling. So what are some grilling safeties? And then in the spring, it's like, hey, like you got to turn on the hoses, the waters, all that stuff. How do you do that correctly? In the winter, how do you lock those correctly? Or and all the things that we need to do from a safety standpoint, that we give them some feedback on those, and they really like those. And then their birthdays, Christmas, and all that stuff as well. So there's 6 touch points, and a lot of those they don't respond back to us, of course, but they're looking at them. They're just saying, "Oh, thanks, man. Thanks to Jaffery Insurance or Exarban Insurance, one of our agencies that reached out. We appreciate you guys reaching out." And they tell me when I see once in a while some of my friends or whatever, we're hanging out somewhere, and they're like, "Hey, man, your office does such a great job of staying in touch." Because at the end of the day, the more touch points, the better. Like, nobody's ever said, "Why do you keep emailing me?" They'll unsubscribe, which is great because you at least keep emailing them. But where you run into trouble is always where, like, you haven't reached out. That's a very hard one to get out of versus the more touch points. So I would always encourage you guys to have the more the better as far as touch points go. But you just can't be annoying, right? You can't. Don't touch base with them all the time trying to sell them life insurance or health insurance, any of that stuff. Like, the touch points are just, hey, how do you deepen relationship? How do you stay in front of them versus trying to sell them something else? Like, don't I know a lot of State Farm agents used to do this. I used to be a State Farm guy, and every time we reached out, it was to get them in so I can sell them life insurance or health insurance, or up their coverage, or sell them an umbrella policy or personal lines articles or something. Like, no, dude, like, I get it. That's what we used to do, and it's the right thing to do. I get all of that stuff, but I feel like long term, I know you guys need to do that on the captive channel, and we should do it on the independent channel to obviously round out accounts, and obviously they should have an umbrella. I get all that, but like, the point of this is just like, you just got to stay in touch in a more gentle way versus just bringing them inside all the time and getting on a Zoom call to be able to sell them another product, right? So it's not about selling them another product. You should have done your job in the beginning to sell them the product that you need. So, so one of the other things that I'm a stickler on, our team knows about this, is voicemails. So I'm a big proponent. I hate voicemails. I truly hate voicemails. Now, we got a pretty large team. Like, we have 9 on the customer experience side, and I think we have another, like, I don't know, 14, 15 on the sales side and leadership side. So on my agency, and so I hate voicemails. I know we got a lot of clients. I understand that, but our team knows that as well. That you just answer the phone like that. Nothing I hate more than voicemails. When I want to call someplace, whether it's my phone service or whether it's my chiropractor or my dentist, whatever. Like, I hate voicemails because it's just a fact that, like, you call them, they don't answer, then they call you, you're busy, you don't answer. It's just going back and forth, and it's kind of a nightmare. But we want to be available, man. Somebody got in a car accident, got rear-ended. You need to be around to be able to answer that phone. Somebody's house got burned. You got to be around to answer that phone. You got to be around just to answer the phone, and we promise that. So that's one thing that we've implemented, to where, like, we have a 0 voicemail rule. Now, once in a while we do, of course, get it. Like, I understand that, and our team knows that. They know I get mad, but they understand that, like, they're trying their best, right? So they're not robots to be able to do that. That's one thing. That's another thing. And one of the cool things I learned that I think a lot of people should know about is, in our management system, and this is, our whole producers are responsible for this. They're in charge of adding 1 or 2 little sticky notes is what we call them. This comes from State Farm. I learned from a State Farm agent, and it's a sticky note thing to where like it's something in there that maybe the something that's unique about the client that we can use as a conversational piece that anybody in our organization can take this account page and be able to have a conversation with them about this or that. Does that make sense? So, for example, right? So, for example, I am a big golfer. Like I love to golf, and I love the Denver Nuggets and I love the Denver Broncos, for example. I'm a sports person, right? So like in my file, if I ever call the agency, like let's just say loves Denver Broncos, hates the Chiefs, whatever, right? Um, and it's a conversational thing, to where like, hey, you just had the draft, right? Like, you guys picked up this person. If you know something about or do a little bit of research, it's gonna make me have more conversations, open up a lot more. And even though you don't know this person, you can just pick that file because our salespeople don't do service. So like they write the policy, build the relationship, pass it on to the account managers. Account managers deepen those relationships. And then obviously our claim side handles the claim side of things. So we have 3 or 4 different people touching an account at all times. And it's nice to know that like it is going to go efficiently because of the little sticky note that we have on files that we can, worst comes to worst, you just pick a joke from out there, or they have a German Shepherd, start talking about that. They have a pool. They love spending time outside in the pool. Take that, right? Like whatever that is, sports, they just got married, right? They just had a kiddo, things like that. I think are very, very, very important for you to be able to put on sticky notes. That was a pretty big deal for us back at State Farm. We used that in the last 5 years on the independent channel, and it's been pretty incredible. Um, and you guys absolutely reach out to me if you guys want to dig deeper or have any questions on these things, and I'd love to share more. Or maybe we can help with our team here as well. One of the other things that we did, and a lot of you guys do this, and some of you guys have done this way better than me, is 5-star reviews. So I think we have over 355-star reviews in the last year and a half that we really focused on getting 5-star reviews, actual reviews to where people go in and put in a little bit about what when we did a rewrite for them, we saved them a lot of money, or whether we answered the phone something differently, you'll see a lot of those. And I will tell you, a lot of your millennials, Gen Zs, when somebody says, "Hey, go look at Jaffrey Insurance," one of the first things they do these days is they go look at reviews. They just see like, what are other people saying about this person, about this agency? How are they doing it? Are they communicative? Are they not communicative? And all of that stuff. So I think that's another thing that I think a lot of agencies have done a really, really good job in the last couple of years. I see a lot of people are focusing on this, but I would encourage you, if you haven't, to keep focusing on the 5-star reviews, because I feel like the industry is trending that way. I think for you to win the trust, the trust factor, the credibility, and all those things, I think that would come in really, really handy when you're dealing with a lot of your millennials, Gen Zs. I mean, even a little bit older people are looking into reviews now to see like, is this product or is this person that I'm working with credible and trustworthy? And it's almost like a like a resume, right? Some kind of a resume where you can call somebody and just say, "Hey, I got this person's resume," and he put your name on there as a person that could maybe give me some feedback, and that's just that way, right? It's just like right there available for you to be able to take it. So that really helps. Um, and then last couple of things that I want to share before we get off the podcast here. And as you guys know, we like to keep these podcasts 25, 30 minutes. We're hoping in your drive time, you have some drive time to be able to listen to this on the way home and back and implement some of these ideas into your agencies, if it helps you. And one more thing that I would share, I guess 2 more things, is never, 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 never stop improving your agency, never. And then improving your employees as well. And I think I learned that the hard way, because you get focused, you got this tunnel vision of just writing business and all that stuff, and you forget about what's truly important. And in the past, we've done that, and and we never spent a lot of time on building people and working on personal development on a weekly basis. We read one book a month, and we've been doing this since COVID, so 4 years now. And every month we read a different book. I pick it. Some other team members pick it. We rotate between who picks books. It's all about personal development. We moved from like a 2,700 square feet office to a 10,000 square feet office just about a couple of weeks ago here. And man, we got a game room, golf simulator, a couple of NFL Blitz, NBA Jam, and a room where people can go and have a stress, get the stress off. And it's a part of our culture, right? It's kind of like what we want to promote: work hard, play hard mentality, but also work on their personal development for them to want to keep wanting to come in. And one of the books we're reading right now is how to deal with transitions, because we're transitioning from one office to another, and it's kind of the perfect time to read. So we read books about the transitions. We read books about mental health. We read books about the five love languages, about relationships, how to be a better dad and husband and wife and brother, whatever. And that really helps kind of get everybody keep everybody moving on the same page to become better on a daily basis, which really is what our office is really about. And the last thing that I will touch base on is we have a happy hour every week at 3 p.m. And the reason this is all these, reading the book, the 5-star reviews, the sticky notes, it's all building culture, right? And that culture is what customer experience is all about. Because if you've got a really amazing culture, then people are going to want to come to work and give effort and do the things that they need to do and have fun doing it, right? So the customer experience, because you guys will have to understand, customer experience is a tough job. They're answering calls all day, solving problems daily. It's a lot of stress, right? Same thing as an insurance agent. Our insurance agents that work for our organization are stressed all the time. We put a lot of pressure on them. We have high goals and all these things that we require from them. 25 cold calls a day, which our cold calls are people that they quoted or leads that came from lenders and real estate agents. Our cold calls are extremely warm, not like they have to call from a phone book by any means, but the cold calls is like these people know us when they call. So it's not a cold call, I guess, but to our agency it is, because that's as cold as people they're going to call. So it's a tough job, to be able to do all that. So you create an environment to where they can come and strive and do better things. It's going to build better customer experience inside of your organization. And so I'll end with this, 3 p.m. drinks every Friday at 3 o'clock, man. Everybody inside of our organization, whether you're on Zoom or not, we crack some beers and have some drinks as a team and celebrate the week. One of our core values is celebration. I think a lot of agencies don't celebrate enough. They just get stuck in this. We can always do more and more and more and more. But hey, what did we do this week? Let's celebrate at 3 o'clock, have a drink, take a deep breath, and then let's stop working for the weekend. We tell our people all the time, if you ever miss your daughter's graduation, your daughter's school play, your daughter's this or that, kindergarten roundup, whatever, I'm going to be very upset with you. We never in our organization want them to not be there for those things and because of work. So we're one of those organizations that encourage all of those to be able to go spend time with your kids and do the things you need to do. Whether you need to leave early to go pick up your kids, go do it, because those times are you're not going to have those times forever. And those are important times that you need to take advantage of. And then obviously that creates customer experience, because it's a place that a lot of other places, they couldn't do that. And they come here and work with an organization that's uplifting, that's forward thinking, modern. We got 10,000 square feet. We got all these things happening. It just makes people want to come here and give 100%. Now, with all that being said, they gotta rock and roll. We can't have lazy people. We can't have people that are just not giving a crap, all that stuff. When they come in, they got to be laser focused. We keep them accountable. 9 o'clock, 1 o'clock meetings every day. How did things go for the last 4 hours? Every 4 hours, we keep them accountable. And by keeping them accountable, it keeps us accountable. And then we're all able to hit the numbers, and we don't fall behind of our goal, because we just don't look back anything more than 4 hours, right? So we don't want to wait a month and say, shit, we're behind a whole month. And that's really hard to catch up, but we can catch up on 4 hours by having call blitzes every Monday. every day right after our 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. We have a quick 30 minutes. Everybody goes to their offices and we call it eat the frog time. Go eat the frog. Go to spend the next 30 minutes, hour, eat the frog. Do the hardest thing that you don't want to do. It's every day at 9:15 a.m. Everybody go close your offices, close your doors, go find some place that nobody can hear you and just get to work. For some people it's cold calls, for some people it's underwriting stuff, for some people it is whatever it is. Go eat the frog time is what we call it. We give them 2 days, 2 times during the day for that. So, and that's all part of the we know they do those things. They're going to be very successful in our organization and insurance in general. But if they don't do those things, that's when things are going to suffer. So I hope this helps. I hope you guys got something out of today. I'd love some feedback. My email is cyrus@teamcyrus.com. Feel free to email me. Give me on LinkedIn, Instagram, if you guys have any feedback, and would love to see what you guys think. So appreciate you guys. Thanks for listening. And I hope you all go make it happen like you always do. So talk to you next time.